except he never gets to the fundamental part upon which all of that is constructed, which is how do women decide whom to marry? Because if you're going to have educated kids and you have a stable household and all that stuff, it usually needs to start with marriage. Well, how do people decide to get married? And he ignores a major, major fact. The great majority of women tend to want to marry men who make more money than they do. All right. The data, I was reading an article recently that said, what was it? It said, for situations where the woman has more education than the man. Okay, so let's say a woman is a college graduate and the man only graduated high school. Or the woman has a master's degree, but the man only has a bachelor's degree. All right. So even if they're both educated, if the woman is higher, they are 93% more likely to want to marry a man who makes more money than they do. So the women kind of do the calculation that, well, if you're not as educated as me, you can make up for it by making more money than me. And so like that's how they find the balance. And I think it was 93% of women feel that way. So we have a situation, as he talks about in the book, where men are becoming less educated today. And he gives all the data that's been available for a long time that boys' reading scores are down. Boys drop out at higher rates than girls do. They don't go to college as much as girls do. Females are now getting masters and PhDs at higher rates than men. So from an education standpoint, that piece of data I just gave is really key. All right. We've developed a culture where women are much more educated than men. Well, what happens with that? Well, at least when you ask them, they say, well, if I'm going to be more educated than my future husband, he better make more money than I do. Okay, so they're even willing to bend on, well, you don't have to go to college. You can be a tradesman, you can do some other career that didn't require college, but you need to be pretty darn successful because I have a master's degree and I'm making 100 grand. So if you didn't go to college or you don't have as high a college education as I have, you better be making 120 grand for me to want to be with you. So that's what men are up against. Okay.